Good afternoon, welcome to Bruges, or Brugge as it would be called here in the Dutch language, Flemish. So we're doing a bit of a walk around the city today, and Bruges is known as one of the most iconic fairy tale cities in Europe. It's got these beautiful cobbled lanes, it's got these dreamy canals behind me, and it is a heavy sightseeing destination that is jam-packed with so many different attractions and landmarks, all within a very confined 15-minute walking radius. With that said, we're gonna go start our walking tour here. Just check it out. I got here a little bit earlier during the day and it was just packed with so many tourists. I mean, it is peak season right now, so it is super busy, and you really just couldn't go anywhere without bumping into heaps and heaps of people. Right now it's still busy, but nowhere near the amount that it was about 3 hours ago. So as is with a lot of European cities during summer, during the peak season, there's a lot of day trippers. They'll come in during the day, they'll leave at night, so you can really get a better perspective of the place that you're visiting by coming a little bit later in the day or staying the night, which is what I'm going to do. So at the moment we're just straddling some of the canals here, just on the outer perimeter of the main town centre. We're about to walk into the Markt, the main town square. We're going to go look at some of the architecture that lines it, because Bruges was really well known for having a strong merchant economy. So we're just getting into yet another plaza, another square, which is what, you know, I love about Europe, especially Bruges. See this amazing medieval Gothic architecture and art and just masonry. It's just amazing what people can do with stone, you know, and it always strikes me how crazy it is that, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, how people painstakingly just were so focused on the details and did everything with quality. So just behind me is the Basilica of the Holy Blood, and this is an iconic destination and pilgrimage site for Christians, because it is said to hold a vial with a piece of cloth drenched in a little bit of Jesus Christ's blood. It's closed recently, so we won't go in there, but it opens tomorrow morning. So there you go, tucked away in a square here where a lot of people really kind of just walking past, is probably one of the most important pilgrimage sites for Christians, purportedly holding a vial of Christ's blood. So now we're heading into the main market, or the main town square here, and you can see this imposing bell tower, the Belfry of Bruges. So you can actually climb up there to the very top. Also quite regularly play music on the bells. So here we are in the Grote Markt, and it really is a market. So in the 13th century, Bruges was a leading trade center in northwestern Europe. So merchants from all over Europe settled into this city and basically came to do business, to trade their wares from all over the world, and basically found the world's first stock exchange. So you can see these buildings, these ornate, gorgeous buildings, which no doubt would have cost so much money, especially back in the day. These would have been warehouses, they would have been the opulent homes of wealthy merchants and businessmen doing business right here in the square. So it's interesting to see how so much has changed time-wise, but the history and the architecture and the design of the space actually gives you a really good insight into what was happening here. I'm going to check out the Belfry now. And to get into the Belfort, you have to have a ticket.
Yes.
I went downstairs and I couldn't, it was zero.
Yes,
so there's not letting any more in.
Everything was fully booked.
Oh.
I will see how many people that are up there and still have to come. Otherwise,
And it's to get a view of the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
If possible, then I would like to go up, yeah. I'm just going to check if we can get up to the Belfort, because they're out of tickets. Oh, it's possible? Oh, thank you so much. Hello, can I please get one ticket? Thank you. So this is the first room of the Belfort, of the bell tower. We're actually going to go up to the very top and get a view of the entire city of Bruges. So here we've got some bells, and bells were really used to help organize the otherwise chaotic life day to day for residents. You know, they gave a little bit of structure. Once they were able to add clocks, then this also gave people a better understanding of time, the perception of, you know, what they're doing throughout the day, how long it's taking. And of course, you would have different melodies and different chimes at different times, so every hour, every half hour, and different noises would signify different occasions as well. We just had a quick example of one of the melodies being played, like basically like a massive musical box. I've never seen one that big. Looks like we're at the top. So just going a little bit off the beaten track and going through some alleyways, hopefully emerging in some sort of courtyard with a basilica, which appears to be happening right now. See the locals enjoying their evening beer. You got the horse and carts, which are popular here as well. Reminds me of Krakow in Poland, actually. Except in Krakow, they're, you know, adorned in all this beautiful, you know, clothing, tapestry, whatever you call it. It makes it look very regal. Whereas here, they're a lot more plain. We just found another beautiful side street here with very few people, and the sun is slowly setting over these buildings. We've got maybe 1 more hour left, and soon it'll be dark and we'll have even less people, and no doubt I will continue to kind of explore and probably push a little bit outside of these kind of city center limits, just to check it out and talk to some strangers, really. So it's actually one of the funnest things to do when you're traveling is talk to locals or go to a local bar or restaurant or the plaza. Hello. Hey. So we just made it into Old St. John's Hospital, and this is one of Europe's oldest surviving hospitals, and it originated in the mid-12th century. So this has been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It was initially operated by monks in the medieval ages, and it was the original hospice. It even had its own pharmacy, obviously the church there where the monks were also praying, staying. You can imagine these medieval wards. Some of the traditional medieval medicine being used at the time. You can imagine the days of the plague, you know, before they even knew that you should be washing, you know, your hands or, you know, different tools or utensils after surgery. It's one of the main causes of death in those times, actually, until it was basically sanitation was discovered. I was here earlier during the day in this spot exactly, and it was packed with people. Even in a popular city such as Bruges, you can get it to yourself even if you just do it at the right time, even in the peak summer season. Isn't that amazing? On here we've got the beautiful canals that Bruges is so famous for. These ones are lined with some gorgeous flowers. So often you'll have these boat tours going all throughout the canals around the city. So here we've got some of that world famous Belgian chocolate, and another chocolate store, and another chocolate store, and another chocolate store, and another chocolate store. Wow, it's just huge. And it smells so good, actually. Wow. I've never seen those before. Oh my god. Look at them.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So again, pushing further and further to the fringes of the city centre, and yeah, we're greeted with these amazing alleys. It's really hard to get lost in Bruges, as a matter of fact. Like, you pretty much walk anywhere. You've got the canals, which give you a basic idea of where you are in the city. You can always find yourself walking through some sort of alleyway or street, and you're basically going to end up on a main street where there's cyclists and people. So just like now, and you've got these massive landmarks basically telling you where you are as well, which is fantastic. Okay, thank you. Take care. You too. Just got my first Belgian fries, and I'm really excited because I've heard a lot of good things about them. I was watching the guy making them, and he was saying how like they use the freshest potatoes, and they make sure that they refry them multiple times, make them really crispy. So let's actually try these Belgian fries for the first time and see what they're like. He gave me an enormous portion of fries. I'm guessing that's normal here, for €3. So this is small. So let's try. Wow. So this, as you can see, is an incredibly busy and popular bridge. Actually, a fair few people come here to do like model shoots and even propose to their partners, but we're going to stay away from that and go in the opposite direction. Well guys, I think that's it for me. It was awesome to wander around Bruges. It's good to go a little bit later in the day when the tourist crowds have subsided a little bit. I'm gonna go grab a beer now, end the day on a good note, and thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoy this little walk around Bruges, and I'll see you in the next adventure.